Yay Networks.
Welcome to A Sandwich and Some Lovin'. It's a podcast, and I'm Kelly Raspberry Evans with my husband and podcasting co-host, Alan Evans.
Hey, Trey in the house.
Mellow Alan Evans in the house this evening. Why so mellow, honey?
Am I mellow?
You didn't do your usual vim and vigor.
They call me Mellow Yellow. Isn't that a song?
They call me Mellow Yellow. Well, different, two different keys.
Oh.
And also a beverage.
You're all about the key.
Well, when we're on the wrong one, it's painfully obvious.
Yeah, but
not that I'm a great singer. Even though my daughter told me today she thought I was a great singer, which really touched my heart because I'm often trying to just make her laugh in the car and stuff. My daughter, Emma Kelly, she's 15, and she is just now discovering Broadway musicals. And I took her to see Hamilton. We were so fortunate. It's such a hard ticket to get, but I was invited to go. And I took Emma Kelly to see Hamilton a few months ago, so she's been into that soundtrack. And one of her friends, is obsessed with Phantom of the Opera.
Oh, yeah. The
and
music's
has
great.
been for years and years.
Yeah.
So Emma Kelly has not been to see the musical, but she watched the movie with Emmy Rossum and Gerard Butler. I never saw the movie, and I'll tell you why. Because I saw the Phantom of the Opera, and I thought it was so boring. But Emma Kelly is obsessed, and she's been listening to that, and I've been singing some of the stuff with her.
Hashtag obsessed.
Obsessed. But she wants to go to the play, and I'm like, girl, I don't know if you want to go see that musical. Because just in my opinion, and some people can argue, if you're big into musical theater and maybe you love Phantom of the Opera, I thought it was boring. But, you know.
I think that one, doesn't that attract a little older audience?
Well, my daughter is 15, and
Well,
her friend has been obsessed. She said her friend's obsessed with it, and and the friend's father, who's her same age, has promised her if it comes on tour through town, that they will go see it. And I said, well, honey, if it comes, I will do my best. But well,
what the hell do I know about musical theater?
Yeah,
little to nothing.
How many have you seen?
Well, I can count them on one hand. I've seen Les Miserables.
That was my first. Loved it.
Wicked, and I've seen Kinky Boots, and I've seen
The Lion King.
The Lion King. One hand. Hello, hand.
Two of those you sing with me.
Yes.
Yeah, the first time I went to New York City many, many years ago with my cousin Cindy and my then boyfriend Kevin, who lived in Philadelphia. He lived in Wayne.
The city of brotherly shove.
He lived in Wayne.
Oh.
Alan.
What?
Anyway, he drove up to see us, and we went to see Les Miserables, and it was just breathtaking. I loved it because I'd never experienced anything like it before. And we didn't have tickets. Somebody told us to go to the box office like around, I don't remember what time, I would say 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and just wait. You sit outside the theater and wait, and any tickets that people don't pick up, they get released. And we ended up being third row center.
Wow.
And it was really, really cool to see that play. And I was trying to tell Emma Kelly about it, and I was singing the song to her, and she must have been intrigued enough by it. She went and looked it up.
Don't cry for me,
No.
Argentina.
No, that's different.
Oh, that's a different one?
That's Evita.
Oh.
This is the one, and see, it's been so long since I've seen it. I mean, literally, it's been since like 1992 or 3 since I've seen it. But from what I remember, it's about some French war.
Good eye,
some
mate.
woman, I think she ended up she had to sell her body.
Whoa.
Or anything just to kind of provide for the family.
So it's
but
kind
she
of
got really
lewd,
sick.
too.
Well, no, it's not. But then she had a child, Eponine? I don't remember. It's been so long. Anyway, she sings, I dreamed a dream in days gone by, when hope was high and life worth living. I dreamed that love would never die. I dreamed that God would be forgiving. I could go on, but I won't. Thank you. Thank you.
Wait, no, yeah, that was good, babe.
Thank you.
I thought that freaking Avina Menzel was in here.
Well, something like that.
Yeah. What's her name?
Idina Menzel.
Idina Menzel, who I've seen in person, stood 5 feet away from her.
Yeah, we've gotten to do some cool stuff. She was in town for a fundraiser a few years ago, pre-pandemic days when we used to go out.
Very pretty.
Very pretty.
Very beautiful.
She's prettier in person.
Very pretty.
Than she is. And I think that's always better. Don't you want to be prettier in person? I mean, really, that's why I don't like to use filters and stuff. Because if I look too good on my Instagram and stuff, and then people meet me, they'd be like, ooh.
What were we watching where I saw her and I was like, whoa.
Well, this weekend,
That's called a setup segue.
Yeah. I'll tell you about everything I watched this weekend because I was parked in a big comfy chair for the majority of the weekend after injuring myself in my sleep.
You were burrowed into that chair like a tick on a hound dog.
Didn't we say something about getting older is one of the parts about getting older is you injure yourself just getting out of bed?
Well, you do.
That's what happened. I will tell you about that.
Wow.
In 1 second.
Wow,
but
that.
It had nothing to do with the mattress I was sleeping on. I'll tell you this.
No, that provides nothing but comfort.
Our mattress is the best. My mother today was saying, I need to get a new mattress, Kelly. I said, Mama, because it was Monday with Mama, you know. I said, Mama, you can come over and lay on my bed. Would you just freak out if Jerry and Connie Raspberry came over and slept and laid down on our bed
it's
to
fine.
test it out?
It's fine if they want to, but if I were them, I wouldn't do that.
Well, here's the thing. We love our Helix mattress so much, but not everybody's the same. Not everybody sleeps the same. We're not the same size. Some of us are side sleepers, back sleepers, stomach sleepers. Alan, for us as a couple, went online and took this 2-minute sleep quiz. Very simple. It's helixsleep.com/sandwich. 2 minutes or less. Answered a few questions.
Simple questions. How do you sleep? How much do you weigh? How tall are you? Well, do you prefer it firm or do you prefer it soft?
Right. And so we were matched with the Dusk Luxe.
Luxe,
if you want to be fancy like that. So I could have my mom and dad come over and lay on it, but you know what? They might take the quiz and be matched with a different mattress.
Different people,
so
different mattress.
It's really worth it. But the thing is, I think some people are still kind of hung up about ordering mattresses online. I'm telling you, you have nothing to worry about. It's the coolest experience ever. Remember when it showed up on our doorstep?
It was awesome. We drug it into the bedroom and then opened it up, and then magic happened.
Yeah, it rolls out on your bed, and you just watch it kind of inflate because it's not dehydrated. What do they call it? They suck all the air out of it to ship it.
It was vacuum sealed.
Vacuum sealed.
I believe. I don't know if
sounds
that's
right.
I don't know if that's what they call it, but
that's what we call it. That's what it's like.
Yeah.
And just from the first night, it was just the best night's sleep. But here's the thing about Helix. You get to sleep on it for, I believe it's 100 nights risk-free. And if you don't love it, they will happily pick it up for you. But I know you're going to love it. It comes with a 10-year warranty. And like Alan said, you get to list your list of preferences. Maybe you're a plus size person. You need a firmer mattress. Maybe you sleep hot. You want a cooling mattress. Helix has it for you, but you got to take that sleep quiz to find out.
Yeah, they are. And Helix is offering up to $200 off all mattress orders and 2 free pillows for our listeners at helixsleep.com/sandwich. That's helixsleep.com/sandwich for up to $200 off and 2 free pillows.
But like I said, I injured myself. Nothing to do with the mattress. It was me. I rolled over and I pulled a butt muscle or something. My mother thinks it's my sciatic nerve.
That's what I said.
Yeah, but my mother said it. Alan said it too. But I was like, I don't know what a sciatic nerve is, really. But my mother was describing when she had hers pulled. I said, well, that's where mine was hurting. So I did a leave. I tried stretching it. I don't know if that was what I was supposed to do. And then I got my Theragun out.
Ad?
No, not an ad. And I just pummeled the heck out of my booty. And then I plopped myself y'all should have seen me trying to walk around. It was a hot mess, but I had things to do. I still did laundry. I still cleaned up the kitchen and stuff.
You were hobbling.
I was hobbling.
Around,
it was really bad.
all taped up and strapped up.
Yeah, but everything I did worked because the next day I was moving much better.
Yeah.
Much better. But I made a list. I was sitting here of
You made a
what I
list?
watched.
A list?
I probably missed a couple of things.
All right.
But Alan was referring to Idina Menzel. It's because I finally was like, I have never watched the Amazon version of James Corden reimagined Cinderella, starring Camila Cabello.
Well, that was a very loose interpretation.
It was a very loose interpretation, but they used modern music, which was really fun. And they made Cinderella more an empowered girl. It's like, you know what? I don't need a prince to make my dreams come true.
Wow.
But it's really nice to have a man that wasn't like anti-men at all. It wasn't that at all. It was like, I love the prince, but why do we have to get married? I still want to pursue my dreams. And he was like, yeah, and I support you in that.
Or her stepsisters beating her down, because I missed that part.
Her stepsisters weren't as cruel as they are in the original Disney fairy tale. The stepmom was, and she was portrayed by Idina Menzel. But you have to understand where the stepmom was coming from. It kind of explains why it's like women aren't, back then, they weren't allowed to think outside the box. Men provided, and she had been beaten down and things like that.
I didn't know she was the stepmom, because at the end of the movie, they were good buddies.
Exactly, because she finally came to see the error of her ways.
Oh.
So anyway, it was really good.
She was enlightened.
Yeah, she was enlightened, but I enjoyed it very much. I really did. It just took me forever to get around to watching it. And Billy Porter,
Yes.
the guy from Kinky Boots.
Yes.
We went to
Seen
Billy
it.
Porter originated the role in Kinky Boots and then left, and other people filled the role, Todrick Hall, other people. But when Alan and I went to New York, right before, it was between Christmas and New Year's Eve, they were doing the last run of Kinky Boots. And when it was on fire at Broadway, I couldn't afford to go see it. It was ridiculous. And it was still expensive when we went, but Billy
Yeah.
Porter was back in that role. So that was cool. We got to see him do that. And
was
he was
cool.
the fairy godmother. Was it Fab Mother? I forget what they called him. But anyway.
He was the fairy godmother?
Yeah, he was fairy godmother. And James Corden was one of the mice.
He was one of the mice. I
Yeah.
did see that. Yeah. That was pretty funny.
That's really about all the... Oh, and Pierce Brosnan was the king.
Yeah.
And Minnie Driver was the queen. And when I saw Minnie Driver on that movie, I was like, I forgot how much I love Minnie Driver. I really enjoy her. I'm going to go look up more Minnie Driver
You're going to go on a
movies.
Minnie Driver fest?
Well, there used to be a movie I really loved about, but I can't remember what it was. It's where she had a heart transplant. And the woman, she received the heart. She received the heart, but I can't remember what the name of it was.
I couldn't
it was so
give
good.
you. I couldn't give you one other thing Minnie Driver's been in.
She was in that movie with Matt Damon and Ben Affleck.
Well, that could be a couple of movies.
Well, pick one. The first one.
Good Will Hunting.
That one. She was in that one. All right. After Cinderella, which Alan briefly saw Idina Menzel, I watched the Love is Blind reunion. Y'all. Did y'all watch that? It's been
I did
turned
not.
You didn't watch the season. It's been turned into a lot of memes because of Shayna squinting the whole time. She blames it on her contacts.
Kind of squinting in the camera?
Squinting, yes. It was the weirdest thing. Shane, okay, if y'all didn't watch it, y'all are not going to know what I'm talking about. Shane, I think, was on something. He was fidgeting, nuts, Shake could not have been more offensive. I think honestly, what a lot of Shake was saying was true, but it was all lost in the delivery, and he was such a jerk. And Nick Lachey tried to bow up at him, and Vanessa Lachey dropped an F-bomb. It got ugly.
Nick Lachey puffed up?
Yeah, so if y'all have not watched the second season of Love is Blind, go back and watch it. And Nick and Vanessa Lachey, I mean, let me just tell you, if Alan Evans and Kelly Raspberry Evans were hosting it like Nick and Vanessa, we may do even worse. But I feel like they are the most useless hosts ever. Even worse than...
Wow.
Okay, Chris Harrison. What did Chris Harrison do? All right, ladies, get ready.
Say
Here's your final
goodbyes.
rose.
Say your final goodbyes.
And then he comes back. Okay, rest of you go home. That's
best job in
best
television.
job ever. But pretty unnecessary. Vanessa and Nick Lachey, even more unnecessary.
Wow.
Seriously, Alan, they show up at the beginning of the season. They show up sometime in the middle because they get a free trip to Mexico, and then they're here at the reunion.
More or less necessary than Vanna White?
Oh, you can't. Now, come on. Vanna, that's Americana.
She may
Poor
be
Vanna White. She's from Myrtle Beach.
She may be Americana, but I mean, I can push a button and turn tiles.
She doesn't even have to do that now. Vanna White went from having to spin the letters physically to pressing a button to just now kind of walking by. She didn't even have to walk if she doesn't want to. That's America's sweetheart.
More or less necessary than the Barker Beauties.
Oh, I love the Barker Beauties. I haven't seen it in a while, but I love them.
Lewd.
Okay, I also finished watching Emily in Paris on Netflix. as my friends and I talk about it, it is just junk food. It's like consuming junk food for the brain. It's just fun to see what she's wearing. None of it ever matches, but it's still super cute. And that's what Emily in Paris. Gosh, the cliffhanger is she going to come back to Paris? It's called Emily in Paris, Alan.
Okay.
I also watched Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, the part 1 of the reunion.
Mm-hmm.
I watched Real Housewives of New Jersey. I watched the first episode of Top Chef, which is now in Houston this season. Mm-hmm. I watched Lucy and Desi, the documentary that was directed by Amy Poehler. That was really good. That's like a trendy thing all over Amazon right now. I watched that. Mm-hmm. I watched my own little mini marathon of Hometown on HGTV starring Ben and Erin Napier in Laurel, Mississippi. And you know Erin's maiden name is Raspberry.
Didn't
and
know
it's
that.
spelled just like mine.
Really?
And I did a little digging, and I'm like, am I related to her? I wasn't really sure. And I don't know if I am or not, but I think I am because I saw some of her relatives, and I swear they look like raspberries that I'm related to.
Hey, there's Kelly Blueberry. Her name's Raspberry, not Blueberry, you dummy.
That happened at an event. But I might be related to Erin Napier. FYI. So that's everything I watched, I think. Yeah, that was a lot.
And you did all that on your posterior, injured posterior.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, every time I walked by, there you were.
Yeah, Alan.
You were like,
It was, you know what?
You were like, ho, 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 solo. Oh, ho, ho.
The morbidly obese
No, just
alien
no,
from
just
Star Wars.
Post it up. Just
the greasy.
No, just ruling.
With rolls.
No, just ruling the room.
Oh, that's what.
Just post it
That's
up.
the only example you could think of. Jabba the Hutt.
Oh, that's not what I meant. No,
You
just
couldn't think of one other svelte example.
svelte and post it up.
Why you got to be Jabba the Hutt and post it up?
Why you got to tell me what's perfect for me? I thought that was a good example.
You just compared me to Jabba the Hutt, Alan.
No, I didn't. I said you were posted
You
up.
did.
I said you were posted up like Jabba the Hutt. Oh.
Yeah, Dylan, did you hear that? Dylan's out. Our 9-year-old is outside the door.
He's taking apart a printer.
Yes, Dylan is into taking apart things right now, and his grandpa brought over a printer, and he is just taking it apart.
And he likes to see Dylan, what is it inside all this technology that you like to see?
The motherboard.
Motherboard, yeah. You like to see all these little circuit
It's
boards,
just cool,
right?
right? It looks like a little city.
Yeah.
Did you know your dad just compared me to Jabba the Hutt?
I didn't meant Kelly looked like Jabba the Hutt. I just meant when she was hurt. No,
Not close.
Not even close.
Dylan just said not even close.
Not even close. But when she was just in her chair and she couldn't move, you know how Jabba has this chair and he never moves? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, Dylan understands.
So you think your dad was good? It was a good choice to compare me to Jabba the Hutt?
Kinda.
Oh, see, you're setting him up for a lifelong of discontent.
Thank you.
An unhappy wife. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Dill's taking apart that printer. Good job, buddy.
Thank you, sweetheart.
Yes, you can have a sip of my Dr. Pepper Zero Sugar.
And
Yes.
then we've got to get back to doing a podcast. There's ink. Yeah, go wash your hands.
Yeah, go
Don't
wash your hands.
Don't touch the couch.
Dill, can you close that door, please?
Don't touch the couch.
Yeah,
sweetie.
don't touch the couch.
Scrub them good.
Thank you, buddy. And there he
All
goes.
right.
There he
Oh,
goes.
my
He backed me up on the
goodness.
Jabba.
Sayonara.
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 Wow, that's Japanese. Good night,
All
mate,
right.
for goodbye. Okay, let me close that door since it didn't get closed.
All right, while you're jumping up doing that, let me tell you this, all right? Did you know that only 9% of plastic actually gets recycled? I just put my recycling bin out today because the garbage men are coming tomorrow, and it only comes every other week. Why can't they recycle more? I don't know. But no matter how much we do try to do good, to recycle, put that out in the bin, at Grove Collaborative, They believe it's time to do more. They believe it's time to ditch single-use plastics for good. And Grove carries hundreds of products aimed at replacing single-use plastics across your home and your personal care routine. And by 2025, Grove is going to be 100% plastic free. I love that they put a target on it. That's the goal they're aiming for, and they're going to make it. Like Grove Collaborative's concentrated cleaners and the refillable glass bottles, they are friendlier to the planet, and they're twice as effective as the leading natural brands. So making the switch to sustainable products for every room in your home is really not that difficult. From laundry care to hand soaps and more, Grove Collaborative has you covered with safe formulas, refillable packaging that never compromise on performance. And I'll tell you what, I love getting the concentrated forms of cleaner that I use in the spray bottle. I'm a big fan of Mrs. Meyer's products. I love the scents. I just told you a couple weeks ago when I went to get my colonoscopy, I'm going into the room, I'm like, oh my gosh, it smells like heaven in here. What is it? It was Mrs. Meyer's lavender, and it made me so happy. I just love the scents they have. If you're not familiar with Mrs. Meyer's, try it, because the basil body wash, that's pretty cool too. And it's all good for the planet, good for your home. They have products good for your animals and good for the environment.
So go to grove.com/sandwich today to get a free gift set worth up to $50 with your first order. Plus, shipping is fast and free. So get started right now at grove.com/sandwich. That's grove.com/sandwich. The studio has now been infiltrated by two smelly boys and a dog.
This is not going to go well.
Do you gentlemen have anything to say for yourselves?
I smell good.
You smell good.
I smell good. Okay.
Can y'all get the dog and go? Please. We've really got to finish this podcast. This is how we get paid.
And I think Kelly told me at the beginning of this thing, she said, oh, the dog won't be a problem.
The dog wasn't a problem with the door shut. It wasn't the dogs we needed to lock up. It was the children.
Yes. Oh,
Take the dog with you, please.
There they go.
Is the dog with you? All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Dilly. Okay.
Sayonara again. Yeah, they literally came in while I'm... Shut the door all the way, please. All the way. Thank you. Well, oh, God. The dog leans on it one time. Shut it all the way. While I'm in here trying to be a professional, Dylan is on the floor doing the worm.
Yeah.
And Cole is crawling by quietly trying... I don't know what he was planning on doing over here.
He was planning on attacking you or
Planning on doing something.
Yeah.
Hey, spring break week. We got the kids at home.
Yep.
Because mom and dad messed up on the schedule.
well, there weren't any dad involved.
I asked you, I said, is this our year to have the kids for spring break? At the very beginning, you said, no, I don't think so. And so
What?
Yes, at the very beginning when I asked you to give me a calendar, I said, do we have the kids for spring break this year? He said, no, I don't think so.
Highly misrepresented
I told JC
right now.
from the Kid Craddock
My
Morning
man,
Show,
nationally
I
syndicated.
said, we don't have the kids this year, so why don't you go ahead and we'll do our Kid Craddock Morning Show spring break, which
Nationally
works for
syndicated.
you, so you can take your kids on vacation. Well, guess what? I was wrong. So we have the kids, and I got to work.
Okay.
So we've got kids underfoot. Y'all understand how it is.
Okay, here's what we're going to do now. Enough of this pussyfooting around.
Buffoonery.
Yes, buffoonery. We're going to do some... letters.
It really scares me when you do that. I'm afraid you're going to poke me in the eye.
I cut my finger one time. Yeah, we got some really great correspondence over the last couple of weeks. I thought we
really?
would. Yeah,
wow.
look at all these.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a stack.
I know. This is a stack. Look at this. Okay.
Are they in response to something we did on the podcast?
Well, I don't know. Let's go through them.
You haven't even pre-screened them?
I've pre-screened. I think I can read this. This letter is from...
I can't wait to hear the response from you calling me Jabba the Hutt. I can't wait to read the letters from those on a future podcast.
Solo. Letters from Ashley. Subject, love listening. Kelly and Alan. Okay. I started listening to your podcast on my way home from work recently. I've listened to the Kid Craddock Morning Show, nationally syndicated, since 2000 while in college at FSU, minus the years I was in Savannah, Georgia. And
Wonderful.
I now find myself catching up on all the episodes on my way to work, while I'm at work, and on my way home. It's a bit random on which episodes, but I've got new ones covered, and now I'm on episode 142. Wow. Got a lot of catching up to
Chugging
do.
along, though.
Chugging along, yeah. I love listening to you both. More often than not, I find myself literally LOLing in the car or in my office at something you guys are talking about. I could comment on so many episodes, but instead I'll leave you with a poop story.
We've done poop stories on the podcast, have we not? That must be why she's sharing hers.
Many poop stories. I mean, where should we start?
Well, let's not do it now. Let's hear hers.
Okay.
Let's not steal her thunder.
Good call, babe. Ashley says, my sister is on her second marriage, but when she and her first husband were just dating, he drove down from Florida to Georgia to see my sister. She was living at our dad's house. Dad and my sister were out back at the grill, and her now ex-husband went in the bathroom. I guess it wasn't flushing correctly, so he panicked majorly. He went out to the kitchen, went through the drawers to find a Ziploc bag, and proceeded to go back, place his poop in the bag, and stuck it in his jacket pocket until he could get to his truck for a minute. Dude.
But this happened to this. Did we talk about the girl that did that and put it in her purse? Did we do that on our podcast?
I don't know.
Where a woman did that and put it in her purse.
Oh,
Same thing.
He then drove it back to Georgia and threw it out somewhere along the route. I'm pretty sure I was torn between being horrified and peeing in my pants when I found out many years later. Love you guys. Thanks for the laugh. Ashley,
why would he even share that story?
I have so many questions.
Why would he share that story?
I have so many questions.
I would never share. I would go to my deathbed without telling that story. And he told it.
Number one, okay, he couldn't flush the toilet, so he panicked. Does that mean the water level's rising and it's about to overflow?
Possibly.
Or does that mean he clogged it with a big...
we don't know. We
Okay.
just know that there was
that's-
stuff in there and he couldn't flush it.
Okay. My second question would be, how did he get it from said toilet into the Ziploc bag?
Well, it's like with a doggy bag. You pick it up and you turn it inside
Negative.
out.
Absolutely not.
What?
I don't care if I have a plastic sheet between me and my own feces. I am not.
You might in a panic situation.
Touching human feces.
You're not touching it physically.
Let me clarify. Human adult feces.
But you're not touching it physically.
I don't care.
You're putting plastic between you.
I don't like touching my dog's feces.
I know it's gross because it's gross. We don't need to go into details. There was a woman that did this. I don't remember where I read this or saw it, but she did the same thing and she stuck it in her purse because she couldn't flush it and she was so embarrassed. Same thing. That's so disgusting.
So-
but you know what?
So this cat sticks this bag in his jacket pocket?
And then takes it and throws it away. You would think there would have been, I don't know. There had to be a better way.
God.
My friend Leonard, he used to tell the best poop stories. He was
Better than mine?
Who has more than one? My friend Leonard did.
I do.
And you have more than one
More than one, but I've told
that you share?
20 of them on this podcast.
I guess I blocked them out because I have to be married to you. But Leonard
Clap.
was at a party one time and he had issues and he ended up climbing out the bathroom window and just leaving. And the bathroom door was locked.
That's a good one.
He just climbed out the window and left. But to hear him tell the story, we would
That's
be
a good one.
doubled over laughing. Everybody needs at least one good poop story, right?
There is nothing more horrifying, though, than doing the most dastardly of deeds, releasing the hounds of hell at someone else's home.
I know.
And
That's
then you
horrifying.
clog their toilet.
That's horrifying.
Because you can't ask for help.
So you don't know what you would do. You don't. People are always like, I would never do that. I would never do that
You know-
because you've never been in that position.
You know what I wouldn't do?
What?
Go in there and fish it out with my hand and
You
put it in
don't
my
know.
put it in my jacket
You
pocket.
have until you find yourself in that position, judge not.
Yes, ye be judged yourself. It's a Metallica lyric. This next letter is from Christy. Subject, sports mom. Hello, Kelly and Alan. My name is Christy. I've been a dedicated listener to Kid Craddock Morning Show, nationally syndicated, and I'm now an avid listener to your show, Sandwich and Some Lovin'. This letter is mainly for Kelly. This is a long one. Do you want to read this one? This is for you anyway. Not that I'm trying to pass the buck.
Read it out loud?
Yeah, read it out loud.
All right. I have a daughter who is now 26, 1 year from having a PhD in linguistics. Many years ago, around age 11, she started participating in 3 sports: basketball, track and field, and cross country. Within about a year, it had consumed our life. Besides school, running competition and school basketball season, she also played travel basketball. It had completely taken over our lives and was exhausting for us, her parents, and even more so for our daughter, the one who did all the work. Every weekend was dedicated to travel ball tournaments, evenings filled with basketball games, track, cross-country meets, depending on the season, plus all the practices. Also, most early mornings were reserved for one of us getting her to school by 6 a.m. for conditioning. We were all exhausted. There were many days filled with whining and complaining by all of us. I've been a night shift nurse for 16 years, and the scheduling was an absolute nightmare for all. But my husband and I worked as a team, and somehow we managed to make it all work. I know you and Alan will do the same. Well, see, now I feel guilty.
Why?
Because they're doing way more.
Oh, because you were bemoaning?
I'm just going to have to go sit at, on a baseball field every once in a
You
while.
were
I
harumping?
don't have to do all this stuff at 6 a.m. stuff. That's, now I feel guilty.
I'm sorry, babe.
But Christy says what sports taught all of us was the value of hard work, dedication, and working with other teammates, even those you didn't care for. Fast forward 15 years, my daughter ended her high school career by obtaining a full ride sports scholarship to Indiana State University,
Wow.
a Division I college.
Larry Bird's alma mater.
Once that was complete, she ended up at Purdue with a full ride academic scholarship.
Wow.
To receive a master's degree and PhD in her field of choice. She will complete school in May of 2023 with no debt, with the highest degree possible.
Not only a good athlete,
Wow.
she went to Purdue and got a piled higher and deeper degree. That's amazing.
That's incredible, Christy. So what I want to say to Kelly is I felt the exact same way you did. I recently listened to the podcast about your son and the commitment to the weekly Saturday baseball tournaments. I was once there and feel your pain, but I'll tell you this. I truly believe all the time commitment my daughter put in led her to where she is today. All the hard work, blood, sweat, and tears has paid off in a big way and will pay off even more as she navigates her career and relationships in adulthood. Mm-hmm. While you're in the midst of these difficult times, the schedule planning, sleepless nights, all the complaining, as it is so much work, you will not regret it when you look back 10 to 15 years from now. Enjoy the journey. Thanks for taking the time to read my letter. Love you both, Christy Dickerson.
Was that nice? I thought that was a really nice
It
letter.
was very nice. See, now I feel guilty because I don't do as much as you, Christy. See, remember last week or the last podcast when I said one of the hardest things about looking at being an adult is looking at other adults who are better at adulting than you are.
Mm-hmm.
Christy is better at adult stuff than I am.
She's got the adult game down.
Better attitude about it, too.
Better so than you. Here is a letter from Krista. Subject?
From Christy to Krista.
Subject?
I've got to call Kristen after this podcast, too.
Subject?
Thanks for reminding me.
Subject? Finally writing you. Hi, Kelly and Alan.
Hi.
I've been listening to the Kid Craddock Morning Show. Dime. Also, is it weird that I can hear Alan reading this in his exact tone and cadence as I'm writing it? Since I moved to Washington State, I just threw that in, Krista, I'm sorry. Since I moved to Washington State and discovered it in 2011, I've always loved Kelly and have especially loved listening to how her life has evolved in those 11 years. You two are a perfect match, and I just love the podcast and how real you both are, bickering included.
Oh, there's going to be more after this podcast ends, I'll tell you that.
She didn't say she loved me too.
I think it's all encompassing, honey.
But she didn't say it.
We'll keep reading.
Okay. Anyway, I meant to email you a few months ago, but life gets in the way. I grew up in a small town in South Dakota. All right. About 30 minutes from Sturgis. Very cool. Belle Fourche is the name of the town, pronounced Belle Fourche. Well, it's spelled Bellefourche. I would have said Fourche.
Yeah.
Fourche.
But you read ahead a little bit.
But I read ahead a little bit. Yeah, you see what I did there? And I worked at the rally several summers in high school and college. Well, that's cool, Krista. Hopefully you weren't doing anything lewd, like
I don't think Krista would do that.
Putting a beer bottle between your butt cheeks, because I saw that.
That was not Krista.
That was not Krista.
No.
That was Aries. Some of the nicest people you'll meet are bikers, so I'm really glad you enjoyed your time there, Alan. The Black Hills are like nowhere else. Boy, I agree with that. It's a beautiful part of the country. Also, such a small world, but I've been dying to tell you both that I have a funny connection to Thorges, a.k.a. David, Alan and JC's friend. I think it's JC's best friend, right?
One of them, yeah.
Yeah. My husband dated his sister many years ago. David's mom still keeps up with my husband on Facebook and comments on pictures of our adorable little boys all the time. Sounds like a really nice family all around. Finally, I know this is long, but I have parenting advice question for Alan. My 2 little boys are currently 3.5 and 19 months. Since you have 2 little boys, I was wondering if you could provide some advice on these early years of brotherhood. How did you foster a close relationship between them, and how did you deal with sibling rivalry, fighting, not sharing? You all have such a sweet boys, and they sound so witty, like they have a great time with each other, which is exactly what I want to foster. Any advice or insight would be so appreciated. Love you both. Long time, Krista.
Love you both. So there's your love.
And yes, you can share my name. Whew. Glad
Yeah, you might want to look down before you share names.
Well, Krista, our boys still fight. Don't share, and sometimes have a sibling rivalry.
But overall, I mean, overall
they're
great.
But that's what brothers.
They're each other's best friend.
That's what brothers do.
Yeah.
But they're also each other's best friend. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like Kelly just said. But just today, you were out, babe. They were wrestling on the floor, having a good time.
Until they weren't.
Until they weren't. All of a sudden, Cole lifts his head up, knocks one of Dylan's teeth out. One of his baby teeth.
I didn't know that.
Sitting over there on the end table by the couch.
Nobody said anything to me.
So you want to talk about drama and just blood
you
on
heard
his...
us talking about your tooth? Never mind. Go ahead.
Blood on his hand, blood coming out of his mouth.
On the couch?
No, it didn't get on the couch.
Thank goodness.
No. We were talking about how you got your tooth knocked out. By the big jumbo.
Oh, God. Spring break, guys. Spring break. Kids are here. Yeah.
Okay, guys, we're trying to do this.
Okay.
Okay. There
See
you
ya.
go. There you go. Take the dog too, please.
Go. Get Zoe. All right. Okay, just go. Just go,
Okay.
honey. It's fine.
So anyway, they still have moments like that, but
Where they don't listen.
gosh, where they don't listen to. So what kind of tips could I give her on that? You know, it always just starts with me. It always just starts with trying the best I can to set an example. And I tell Cole this a lot, and I have been more lately as he's been getting older. I said, you know, bud, I try to set a good example for you, and hopefully I do, you know, but you really need to set a good example for your brother because he looks up to you. He absolutely looks up to you.
But you didn't do it when they were as young as her
Not
children.
when they're tiny, but I'm just saying that
She's asking for tips now.
well, there's not. I mean, they're
When they're
they're
that
little
little.
toddler infants. I mean,
There's
just keep
nothing
them
you can
from
do to
just keep
foster
them from
that?
killing each other. You know, they're going to be grabbing each other and fighting and whatever. But just like I said, it starts with love. Just give them both the same amount of attention and love because the older one's going to probably naturally be a little more jealous of the younger one since he's only 19 months. You know, and I'm sure it was maybe like that even more when he was younger. But as they get older, what I've tried to do is just tell Cole he's always got people watching him, especially his little brother. You know?
I think you also try to give each of them individual attention.
For sure.
You don't
Yeah.
always do something with both of them. You do a lot of one-on-one
Yeah.
dates with your boys.
Yeah, for
which
sure.
I think is important. So each one feels important. And the other, sometimes I think, maybe with siblings, one has a little bit more of an outgoing personality and one maybe, people gravitate more toward and maybe one's a little bit more shy and reserved. And I think a lot of times when they're side by side all the time, it's just better when they're individual and they get to shine on their own every once in a while.
Yeah, and just because they're close in age doesn't mean you have to do something with both of them
Right.
all the time.
Right.
Certainly, you'll do a lot of things with them both and as a
Right.
family. But like Kelly said, like just yesterday, Dylan wanted to go. He loves playing games, so he wanted to go to Dave & Buster's. Cole doesn't like playing games. So I said, that's okay. I'll take Dylan. That'll be our little bro thing we'll do. We had dinner, played games. Dylan had an absolutely wonderful time. And, and Cole didn't have to go. Now, one of Cole's things he likes to do, he likes to take her, he's getting a little older now and he's kind of appreciating cars. He said the other night, he goes, Dad, can we go get ice cream? And I said, yeah, sure. Dairy Queen, right? And he goes, yeah. And I said, okay, let's take the truck. And he kind of looked at me funny. He's like, can we take the Chevelle? I'm like, yeah, sure, man. Let's take the Chevelle. So we rode over there and he was asking all these questions about the classic car and why it does this, why it does that. And he's just curious like that, and I don't think if we had gone with everybody, he would have got a chance to do that, So yeah, I don't know if that answered the question, but things change a lot, obviously from how young your children are, Krista, to I guess where our boys are now. But it's honestly, I've told Kelly this before, it's honestly a little difficult for me to remember when Cole was 3 years old.
Yeah, you've talked about that.
Yeah, my life was a lot different. Gosh, I was in a sales and marketing job, and I was traveling like crazy, and just my life was really kind of topsy-turvy. And I don't really remember the boys being super small.
Yeah.
I do Dylan more because I was on my own.
Yeah, the breakdown of a marriage and all that was happening too. So
yeah. But ever since the boys were young, I just posted a picture on my Facebook. It was a memory from I think like 9 or 10 years ago, and it was a picture of Dylan or of Cole feeding Dylan. He was feeding him baby food with a spoon, and Cole was opening his mouth like and he was putting the spoon in Dylan's mouth. So even at a very young age, I think the thought process was to just try to get the two to be close and get Cole involved in what Dylan was doing too,
And it worked. They're good brothers.
Yeah, they're good buddies.
Real quickly, honey, before you do a couple more letters.
Yeah.
Something I didn't know when I was on the phone the other day with these wonderful people at Lumino. If you heard me talking about that recently, I discovered that 98% of oral bacteria are good for you. 98%. They're actually essential for your oral health and your overall health. It turns out, the fact that all bacteria are bad is a myth. Lumino is busting that myth wide open. Here's the thing about Lumino. They make you feel fresh mouth. I love the products. I love the way my mouth feels, the way my teeth feels after I used the toothpaste and the mouthwash. They're all natural, but they're also whitening products. And here's the thing that I've always found, and Alan has been with me, no matter what I've tried with whitening products, it hurts my teeth so bad. I am super sensitive. I don't know if it's because I'm a redhead. I don't know. There's all these things you can find online about that. I don't know, or maybe it's just me. I had a dentist one time swear to me, Kelly, I'm going to give you this product. Thousands of people have used it and nobody's ever hurt until Kelly Raspberry tried it. I felt like knives and needles and nails were going up into my gums. You were there.
I was there. You were in pain.
It was in pain.
Yep.
Lumino is the first one that didn't make me feel like that. I did the whitening strips. I did a 5-day treatment with it. I did the toothbrush, the toothpaste, and the mouthwash. It was so cool. Totally new and different approach for improving and brightening my smile, and it never hurt me in the entire process. They use purposeful, uncompromising ingredients like sea salt, aloe, and coconut oils. We've all heard about the benefits of coconut oils. They use it to clean and brighten your smile, plus everything they make is certified non-toxic, no harsh chemicals, no bleaches in any of Lumino's products. Everything dentist formulated, backed by over 50 studies, and proven to protect the good bacteria. You'll love Lumino's whitening. It only takes 30 minutes to apply and brightens your smile with no sensitivity.
Find Lumino on Amazon.com and get $7 off today. That's LUMINEUX. Remember, it's spelled with an X, so you can X out the harm. Lumino, dedicated to illuminating better ideas in oral care.
Very, very pleased. Very pleased. All right, babe.
Oral care.
Mm-hmm.
I still think it was a good idea to leave the dog out?
Honey, it's fine.
Oh, okay. I was just curious to see if your attitude had changed.
No, it's fine. If the boys weren't coming in the room, the dog wouldn't have come in the room.
Where's Larry?
Larry's probably in his crate.
Hiding.
Yeah.
And scratching.
Poor thing. He's so
itching,
itchy.
Scooting.
Very itchy.
Licking.
Okay, Alan.
Shedding.
He doesn't shed. That you cannot say.
Okay, here's a letter from Ash. Ash, subject, restaurant fail.
Uh-oh.
Hey, Kelly and Alan. I've been listening to your podcast since 2019 and the Kid Craddock Morning Show since 1697. Really, since I was in middle school. I'm now 30 and I listen via K-Pods since they took the show off the air in Florida a few years ago. What the
I'm
hell?
So sorry.
Hey, man.
I know.
Sean.
It's
What the
like,
hell?
What happens is you get new management in some of these stations.
Who are these guys?
And they want to put their own thumbprint on it or whatever you call it, their fingerprints all over it.
I'm going to put my boss man George's thumbprint on their necks.
We have been...
Hey, man.
We have been on stations where we are winning and they will replace us. And it doesn't make any sense. I'm sorry. I hate that.
Hey, Kelly.
Yes, El Presidente.
Hey, are you having problems with Alan?
A little bit, yeah.
You know, I listened to that last episode, 401.
Mm-hmm.
You know, sometimes your husband, he's an asshole.
Sometimes, I know.
I'll tell you what, next time I go down to Austin, I'll have a lot of time to think.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, let's you and I get on a call. We'll conference George in and let's talk about getting you another co-host.
Really?
Yes.
What about my husband?
Yeah, well, we don't need him.
Oh.
All right, we'll talk later.
Okay, we'll talk later. Keep this between us, El Presidente.
Anyway, I heard your podcast where you talked about your Splenda chips at Chili's and suggested we send in our own restaurant fails. The first and only story that came to mind didn't happen to me. It happened to my older sister. She went out to a restaurant that shall remain nameless, Chili's. No, it's not really.
Don't throw him.
It's not really. Mostly because I can't remember the name. Anyway, she got 2-for-1 drinks. They brought them both out. She took a sip of one and she thought it was delicious. She finished the drink and she noticed a little surprise in the bottom of her glass. I'll give you 1,000 guesses what was at the bottom of her glass, listener, and you would never come up with what this is. You might guess. What would you guess might be a piece of glass, a cockroach, a fake thumb, a fake shrimp,
Dentures. Gum.
Yeah.
A Splenda packet.
Right.
A screw.
Right.
Am I never going to get
You're
it?
never going to get it.
A French fry.
Keep going. An SD memory card.
A memory card.
A memory card. She finished the drink and noticed a memory card for a phone or something was underneath the ice at the bottom of her drink.
Wow.
Unbelievable. She let an employee know and they comped her drinks. Well, that's nice. And brought her more. She wasn't even mad, just stunned. That was me. I was just stunned.
Yeah.
I wasn't mad when they went 7-Eleven and rolled or when they were in my chips. I was just stunned.
Yeah, shocking.
Yeah. I was dumbfounded. I had dumb face, which isn't hard for me.
We ever get anything in the mail yet from Chili's? What? What'd you hit?
That's what we got in the mail.
Oh, was it crickets?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought they got your address.
Yeah, they did. I went and checked.
Maybe they went back and listened to the podcast and like, wait a minute.
I went and checked today.
We're not giving them squat.
I went to world headquarters and checked today.
Nothing, huh?
Nothing. Freaking dusty. Open that mailbox. Nothing.
I'm scared to go back. I'm afraid they'll see us coming.
She wasn't even mad, just stunned. To this day, we bring it up and can't stop laughing because it was so ridiculous. I'm not even sure you'll read this. Too late, but I couldn't pass up the opportunity to tell the story. Thanks, Ash.
Yeah, those things, things just fall out. I used to wait tables. The worst thing that happened, let me see. Somebody was eating a salad or a sandwich. I forget what it was. But, there's like in the crates when you open up the produce and things, like one of the little twisted pieces of metal from the crate had gotten into her salad, and it just freaked her out because all she could think about was, what if I had bitten down on it and broke a tooth? So she was like, even though that didn't happen, she was just freaked out about it. So yeah, they comped her meal about that. But that's the only thing I remember from waiting tables. I do tell you this, at the restaurant I worked out, we would marry the ketchup at the end of the night. I don't know if they do this anymore. It's disgusting if they do. They had this big like funnel thing, gigantic, and you would put all the ketchup. Huge. You would put all the ketchups that had been sitting out on all the tables all day, and you would dump them into this big funnel, and you would fill ketchup bottles beneath it. Well, what happened, and then you'd refrigerate them overnight, but they've been sitting out all day. So what would happen is, I don't know if it's what builds up, gas or something, when it starts to spoil, I guess. But I would always look in the ketchup bottle, because if you see bubbles in it, that's not a good sign. Because one time somebody opened one of those ketchup bottles with a lot of bubbles in it, and the whole thing exploded.
Ew.
Ketchup went everywhere. So that's just your little tip. I don't know if they do that anymore. I hope not. That was gross.
You know how they leave the ketchup bottles? A lot of restaurants leave the ketchup bottles out on the tables.
That's what I said. We left them out all day.
Do they refrigerate those at night?
Did you not listen to a word I just said?
I was waiting for the punchline. I heard the explosion.
I said they would sit out all day. We'd marry them and then refrigerate them overnight.
I missed that detail. I'm sorry. Got a lot on my mind right now.
What's on your mind?
I'm trying to produce this show. I'm the talent on this show. I'm trying to produce the show.
You're carrying this podcast on your back.
Oh, my legs are tired.
Why am I here?
Hey,
I'm just posted up like, I don't know, Jabba the Hutt over here. That's what I'm doing.
Do you know Jabba's sister and like cousin or something are in the Book of Boba Fett?
Did not know that.
And these poor...
Are they equally as rotund?
No, they're not as big as Jabba. But these poor...
So maybe you could have referred to me as Jabba's sister.
But these poor a-holes have to carry them around because they can't walk.
Right.
They carry them on this platform.
Yeah.
There's like 20 of them that have to carry these guys.
Yeah.
You want to bring it home for Jerome with one last letter?
That'd be great.
This letter is from Chris. Subject 1 versus 2. Hi, Kelly and Alan.
Hi.
My husband and I have been toying with the idea of getting a second dog. We currently have a 90-pound, 2-year-old chocolate lab, Charlie.
Ooh.
There's a picture of Charlie. Charlie's a very handsome dog. Look at that puppy dog.
90 pounds. Are you a little nervous just looking at the picture, Alan?
That dog right there looks like he could tear me limb from limb.
Alan's very nervous around large animals.
Look at he's a beautiful dog.
Beautiful.
But look at the head on that dog.
He would lick you to death.
His head is bigger than my head.
He would lick you to death before he attacked you.
He could crush me.
But he wouldn't. He's so sweet.
I bet he is sweet. We do not work at home, but have a fantastic dog walker who comes once a day. Dime. When we got Charlie, it was during the pandemic, and my husband was home for 2 months to train him. That wouldn't be the case this time if we get another dog. We think Charlie would love the company during the day, but so many thoughts rush through my mind. Will he be jealous? Will a new dog be easy to train? What if the new dog isn't as perfect as Charlie? And I mean, he's perfect. Never chewed on furniture, never had accidents in the house, follows commands, sounds like Zoe. Sounds exactly like Zoe. We want another chocolate lab and would name her Chloe.
Aw.
How did you guys decide to get a second dog? I overthink everything because this is a big decision. I want to be fair to a new puppy as well as our current one. Thoughts? Thanks, Chris. P.S. I still love the Shonda Rhimes Disneyland story, Kelly.
Good. Thank you. My husband didn't care for it.
Is that the one where I got
you totally
I got
checked
real
out.
frustrated or something?
Yeah, and it was a good story.
What happened? Did I just totally
you were
panic?
obviously really you were just rude.
I was rude?
Yeah.
I was rude.
Yeah.
Wow.
Shocking, right? Shocking.
Why did you say that?
Even she is defending me on it. Let me tell you, Alan just got the wild hair that he wanted to get a second dog. And so he was just online looking at rescue sites and came across Zoe. And that's just, we'd never thought about a Schnauzer, didn't have any idea. Just, we knew we wanted a small dog because we have a doggy door. It's like that dog has to fit through that doggy door and doesn't shed. That's the two things. But we also, because we have one male dog, we wanted a female, right? That was the other criteria.
Yeah, I was kind of, I kind of wanted a second dog, maybe a little more so than you did, but I knew what you wanted. Like I would show pictures of these beautiful, like I'd show pictures of a lab to Kelly. They're beautiful dogs.
But you wouldn't want a lab.
Well,
you don't like big dogs.
Well, I mean, that's not that big.
It wouldn't fit through the doggy
I'm
door.
talking like Bull Mastiff or Great Dane size.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. But anyway, that's what Kelly would say. She'll go, that one didn't fit through the doggy door. And then, we were looking for a small dog. We like dogs. I mean, we don't have to have a dog that doesn't shed, but we kind of prefer dogs.
We prefer it.
We prefer dogs that don't shed. And then we wanted a female. So I saw Zoe, and Zoe was only 9 months old. So she was a puppy. She was a rescue schnauzer, and I did research on schnauzers. I didn't know much about schnauzers. And
never thought about them before.
Everything I read about them was really great and positive, although they could be a little prickish. They're just a little
their barks are
very shrill,
ear splitting,
and they're very suspicious of people that they don't know at first. And we want. Did I say female? Female, small, no
and why
shed.
did we want a female?
Well, it just depends on what sources you go to and read, but I had read that introducing a female to a home where there's already a male might go a little smoother than introducing same-sex dogs.
Right.
It could be female and female or male and male.
Right.
Although there are plenty of households that have done that and they work out great. For
But
our
why,
first...
make it as risk-free as possible.
For our first second dog experience, I thought, let me just go with what I'm reading the experts say and just, be as conservative as I can. That's why we did it that way. Other tips that I've heard are to, when you go look at the new dog, don't take your dog with you. That's going to create even more chaos. And then can you imagine the ride home with two brand new, two dogs that barely know each other in the car? Try to introduce the dogs on neutral ground. Let them growl.
What is neutral ground?
Like at a park. Like take them to a park to meet.
We didn't do that, did we?
We didn't, but that's the preferred way. Let them meet on neutral ground. And that might be the reason that Larry was so defensive for so long. Because he's like, why is this dog in my house?
Larry hated her.
Yeah, he didn't like it for about 3 months, remember?
Because Zoe was alpha from the time she set a paw in that door.
Now, that's true.
And she dominates him.
Yeah. And usually the dog that is there first will be the alpha.
Not in this case.
That's not Larry's personality. No. Larry doesn't have that.
But eventually Larry, but Larry's a weird dog anyway. He has so many issues.
True dat.
But eventually when they started playing together, they still get mad at each other every once in a while.
Yeah.
And when Zoe goes after him, she goes hard. Oh, sometimes scares me a little bit.
Oh, but on neutral ground, yeah, let them sniff each other. Let them sniff they got to sniff each other's butts. If they sniff each other's butts, things are going well. That's a good sign like, oh, this is going well. They might growl at each other. Don't scold either one of them for doing that. Just let them kind of work it out. Keep them under control, but let them work it out. They have their own language on how they're going to introduce each other anyway. But do it on neutral ground. Once they're kind of cool with each other, you'll be able to tell, then you can try introducing them at home. And
the thing was, with our rescue, we had a 5-day, what do you call it? It's just a 5-day grace period. If for any reason after 5 days, we could have returned Zoe to her foster mom, no hard feelings, and that wouldn't have prevented us from trying to get another dog through this organization. They want it to be a good match for everybody. And, schnauzers require a lot of attention, and it might not have been a good match with Larry, and we would have been able to surrender Zoe back without having a big, X on our names. We would have been able to try again.
Yeah.
So if you go through a rescue, they might have that option as well. And I always try to, everybody's like, but I want a pure breed. Zoe is a purebred 100% Schnauzer. We just got lucky, and there's a rescue organization for whatever breed you want.
And Chris, one more tip that I would absolutely do is, in Charlie, I'm sure he's a perfect dog, but you don't know how Charlie's going to be if somebody starts messing around with his food. So make sure that your new dog has their own food and water, and make sure Charlie has his own food and water, and make sure that Charlie's toys are Charlie's toys at first, and make sure your new dog has toys that are just her toys at first. Because if they're going to get in a fight, it's going to be over those things.
Yeah.
It's going to be over the food, or it's going to be over a toy.
That's the way it is still with ours.
Yeah. And that's the way most dogs are.
Yeah.
But it'll be fine. Just and I've said this before, especially because I've read all of Cesar Millan's books, the dogs will assume the energy and the personality of the house that they live in. So if it's a calm house where everyone is, you're an assertive owner, but you're calm, you always talk in a calm voice, the dogs are going to be pretty chill and calm. If it's a high-strung household where everyone's always really loud and everyone's always running around and it's frantic, the dogs are going to be frantic.
Yeah, it's really a good book to read. Alan has had to and I'm not perfect. Trust me, I'm not.
Well, I'm not either.
But when you walk in the house and the first thing you see is the dogs, you go, "Hey, baby, how you doing? How you doing?" And the dogs go nuts.
That's why, yeah.
And that's why. So they match. And I'll walk in the house and Alan's like, "Ignore them. Don't speak to them." And I don't. And they still jump on me because I'm their playmate, right? So I try.
Well, you can greet them. You don't have to ignore them.
No, I just ignore them. Aren't you supposed to ignore them? And then when they don't jump on me anymore, then I acknowledge them. Isn't that what you taught me?
You give them attention when you're ready to give them attention.
That's exactly it. So I walk in and I ignore them. I sometimes do.
No, but when they jump on you and you give them attention, what are they going to do?
I love them so much I can't help it.
Right, they're going to jump on you.
I love them.
All right. Well, Chris, I hope that was helpful. Maybe
Get that Cesar Millan book, though. Really, that will help you a lot.
And keep us posted. We want to see pictures of Chloe once you get Chloe and Charlie together. But Charlie's a handsome dog.
Handsome boy.
All right, babe. You got anything else?
No.
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 Wow. Okay. I wasn't calling you, just to be clear, one last time. I was not comparing you or calling you or inferring that your personal appearance had anything to do
Just for future,
with the character Jabba the Hutt.
future reference.
Yes.
When comparing your wife
Yes.
to anyone,
Should I have said Princess Leia?
fictional, non-fictional,
Don't pick Jabba the Hutt.
let's just steer away from Jabba the Hutt.
But who posts up more than Jabba the Hutt?
Cleopatra, she posted up. There
Good
are
call.
other people
Good
that
call.
there are other people that posted up.
Good call.
Research.
Shaquille O'Neal?
Research people who post up.
Shaq Diesel posts
and
up.
see if there's anyone on that list that's under 700 pounds.
I think Jabba was more like 2,000.
Okay. I'm just anything.
Hey, one comparison to a posted up Jabba the Hutt is worth like 10 clapbacks. Or no, other way around. Oh,
So now we're even.
I don't even know what that meant.
Now we're even.
All right. Well, I love you desperately.
Love you.
I love our listeners desperately.
Love y'all.
I love Jabba the Hutt and the Star Wars saga desperately.
I know you do.
But I'm sure we'll podcast again real soon. And in the immortal words of the great Keanu Reeves, life is good when you have a good sandwich.